Hello and welcome back to a new episode in our worst equipment run of Ultimate General Civil War, and today we are going to fight the Battle of Chancellorsville. We can bring in total 4 corps on the battlefield, and of those our 1st, 2nd and 3rd corps are going to take the majority of the fight, while our 4th corps is going to come in as a reserve. Our 1st corps got reinforced to 2100 or 2000 soldiers wherever possible, and our elites carry the Lorentz and the M1841 Mississippi. Burnside also holds the Palmetto M1842, just like the majority of our other soldiers. Wilcox is the exception with the Reward Farmer, and Heinzelmann who has the M1842. We are also going to bring 2 units of Sharps snipers, and we are also going to bring a unit of Sharps skirmishers. For artillery support we have a good unit of 6-pounder field guns, as well as 3 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances and a battery of 12-pounder howitzers. In our 2nd corps the goal was to reinforce the soldiers to 1800 soldiers, and after that I gave out a couple more guns wherever possible. We are mostly armed with the Springfield M1842, but there's also MacArthur with the Palmetto M1842 and Bidwell with the Farmer musket. We are also bringing 2 units of Hunter snipers, and we have another good battery of 6-pounder field guns, as well as 2 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances and 1 battery of 12-pounder howitzers. In our 3rd corps everyone is armed with the Springfield M1842, with the exception of Page who has the Palmetto and Kite who has the MJ&G Type 2. This corps also brings strong artillery with 2 batteries of 6-pounder field guns, 2 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances and 2 batteries of 12-pounder howitzers. Last but not least, we have our cavalry in our 4th corps. We have our shock cavalry armed with the Palmetto M1842, and then 4 regiments of skirmishing cavalry armed with the Sharps Model 1855, the Cook and Brother Musketoon, and 2 regiments with sawed-off shotguns. If you take a look in the armory, you can see that we have used up all of our shitty equipment until we have reached the Lorentz. The only exception is the Reward Farmer, because I simply didn't have enough space to fit the remaining 133 muskets. Within our skirmishing equipment we have used up all of the Hunters, and we have also used up all of our cavalry equipment. And our career point from the last battle was invested into training, giving us a 15% discount on veterans. On the battlefield you can see that we estimate the rebel army to number 72,800 soldiers and 140 artillery pieces. And with all our corps on the battlefield we are going to number roughly 106,300 soldiers, and we're going to have 266 artillery pieces, giving us a minuscule and barely noticeable advantage over our enemy. But of course they're going to carry the better weapons. Our forces have crossed the western fords of the Rappahannock River and are now marching inside Confederate territory. Our vanguard is marching down US Ford Road. Our main army is approaching from Eli's Ford Road. The rearguard will arrive from Orange Turnpike. Our vanguard is expected to arrive today, 13th of April, at Chancellorsville Road Junction. We have established our camp at Chancellor's Farm, and tomorrow, when more of our forces arrive, we will advance to meet Lee's army near Fredericksburg. Up to now, we have not met any serious opposition, probably because Lee's army is stretched out too thin. We have spotted enemy movements at the roads ahead of us, but we should be able to repel them easily. General, we are ready to advance. Your vanguard awaits your command. A few of our forces have already begun marching via River Road. No sight of the enemy there. We must scout and hold the ridge that controls Orange Turnpike, which leads to the town of Fredericksburg. The road which leads to Fredericksburg, Orange Plank Road, must also be secured. It is advised to defend our camp until more troops arrive. The Confederates might attack before we consolidate our forces. As the fight begins, I am not willing to turn this into a major engagement today. We know for a fact that the Confederates will most likely attack us tomorrow, and this is while we are advised to hold back a bunch of our forces. We are going to protect our north, and I have also sent out a couple of brigades to scout out the area and to maybe inflict a couple early casualties onto the enemy, but I'm not really concerned into taking Orange Turnpike and Orange Plank Road today. We are going to have skirmishers that are scouting out over here under Penrose, and we have Caldwell's and Meade's men trying to figure out if the enemy has already established defenses over here. We are also going to bring a couple snipers forward that are also going to scout ahead. But so far we have not spotted any resistance. Meade and Caldwell, therefore you are going to push on further. Elements of Anderson's divisions are defending the road. So far we can't see them, but I'm sure we are going to spot them shortly. I'm going to send Whitting's guys forward. Yeah, we have found some enemy artillery. Wilcox, you're going to push up. And I'm sure that there are most likely infantry's already on those fences that are just out of sight at the moment. But it looks like Garnett's artillery is actually trying to push forward. And maybe we are even able to deliver a hit or two. Sharps, open fire. Come on. Whitting, try to get those artillery pieces early. We are sending reinforcements forward. Maybe Meade and Caldwell are able to get onto the flank. We can see that there is a brigade under Wright pushing forward. Sharps, are you able to hit Garnett's artillery? Knocking out those guns early would be a massive help. These boys need to push forward. Whitting's skirmishers are of course going to take some casualties. Wilcox boys need to hold down. And over here I'm going to send Penrose down to hold our flank over here. These skirmishers are holding us back at the moment, but we are delivering some damage. And our Sharps are delivering some damage onto the enemy, but so far not many casualties have been caused. I'm going to send Whitting forward. He is going to overtake his skirmishers, and then we are hopefully able to silence this battery nice and early. And we can see that Mahone, Posse and Wright are trying to shift on our own right flank. I want to get Loomis and Blume forward to hold this crossing. I also want to get some 6-pounders up. And these skirmishers are going to push down to make sure that we have this side more or less protected. Whitting, you need to double time it to overtake your own skirmishers. These Sharps I'm going to push down a little bit. They have taken 13 casualties, only destroyed a couple enemy units. Not much so far, and we hear a charge. Whitting, can you charge down those artillery pieces before they turn you into minced meat? Sharps, I rely on your fire support. So far we have not spotted where the enemy is charging on. And we have been notified that McLaw's division is attacking. The rebels are willing to fight. But we have been able to catch those artillery pieces off guard. Over here we can see that more enemy forces are arriving. Wilcox, you need to shift. And these skirmishers, I want them to push on that enemy flank. Sharps, you're also going to push forward. We are now in the process of capturing that position. More skirmishers are coming up. These boys need to push. Let's hope we are not taking too many casualties while we are trying to hunt down the enemy forces. Whitting, push forward. You're going to get those skirmishers into the melee, and they are not going to stand a chance. Whitting skirmishers, can you get down on Garnett? Sharps, open up on Wright. Wright is turning. You need to fall back. Over here, Wilcox got repelled. Our 6-pounders have reached the battlefield and can push forward slightly. Loomis, you can push forward. Blume take position over here. We have routed this unit, and Wilcox is able to fire at those skirmishers, hopefully without getting into range, but that is not possible. Right is coming up. Wheel back, boys, wheel back. Meat, you need to push forward. Caldwell and Meat's main force also push up. Penrose maybe get into the rear of those skirmishers. For now it looks like the numbers are even on the battlefield. I do not know where the rest of the Confederate forces are. Most likely they simply didn't make it onto the field yet. Whiting, can I entice you to march forward, hopefully through those skirmishers? Caldwell, push forward. Meat, I actually want you to push over here. How is Wilcox holding up? Wilcox has the rebuild farmer. He has done a good amount of damage for the equipment that he has. We're going to attack those skirmishers. 6-pounders, open up on Kershaw if you can. Where are our sharps? I am scared that we might have lost our valuable sharps. Well, I guess we are going to fight out at some point. Whiting's guys were able to destroy those artillery pieces. Caldwell, push forward. And it looks like we have some supplies over there. Ah yes, there are our snipers. Wonderful. I was afraid that we have lost them. So far they have not made the biggest impact on the battlefield, but they are on the flank of right. I'm going to get Caldwell's boys to reattach for the moment. And we have now been notified that more rebel forces are coming up. Meat, you need to double time it so that we can make sure that we maximize the amount of fire on right's flank before we have to withdraw. Colonel Marcus Tobert is wounded. Luckily only a colonel, not a general. Right's men are taking casualties, but they have also inflicted a ton. Caldwell's boys, you're going to push up over here. Whiting, you're going to push forward. 242 casualties sustained, but always 300 inflicted. I am very proud of those boys. I do not know what might come over here, therefore Blume and Loomis are going to be held in reserve. Over here we have Seymour and Penrose. I'm going to send them forward just to scout out the area, to make sure that the enemy resistance is not going to tear us apart. And Wilcox, open up on the flank of right, please. Over here we still hunt down enemy skirmishers to make sure that they are away from our own lines. And we have found General Lee. Once again, my ambition for today is not to destroy the enemy, but to inflict casualties. Whiting, we need to shift on those skirmishers. Caldwell was so kind to rout them. Okay, Whiting, you can turn back. Caldwell, you are now also going to fire on right. Meat boys, you can shift upwards. Penrose, shift down slightly. Whiting, shoot those guys in the back. Sharps, you're going to go into this hole. They should give you a better fighting position. Right is about to be routed. Very good. But more Confederate forces are turning up. We see more supplies over here. Wilcox and Posse's brigade spotted. They're coming from the northwest. Wait, I thought northwest is our position. It does not matter, we are mopping up some resistance over here, and I am now going to send Whiting and his skirmishers back to prepare for a gradual retreat. I do not think it is worth fighting longer than absolutely necessary here, but if we have such a nice position under semis, for example, we are definitely going to exploit this flank. And McLaw's division is attacking us. The rebels seem to reinforce the area with everything they have got. Yes, we are now heavily outnumbered. The rebels have over 67,000, close to 68,000 infantry on the field. And dropping. Mahone is coming up. This is a problem. Whiting, you need to double time it. We have meat in the area who can support. Samis is luckily falling back. But there is only so much we can do. Whiting, try to get over there. Your main force is going to withdraw into the rear to be a fallback line. Penrose boys also need to fall back. General Lee is somewhere over there, possibly organizing more reinforcements. Wilcox's main force is about to be driven back. 6-pounders focus down there. And it is the commander of our 6-pounders that was wounded. Loomis on the double. Get on the flank of Wofer, while we can still increase the casualty count on the enemy. More enemy forces are coming up though. Cardwell, you're going to fall back. You have a major general that I want to have alive after this fight. Sharps, you're also going to fall back. Cardwell is now getting flanked. Oh, this is a nasty volley. This is not good. Yeah, there he is, wavering and routed. We now have to withdraw. Cardwell, please withdraw behind our own lines. Whiting skirmishers are most likely a lost cause. Whiting himself, you need to get back. And Cardwell, please don't run into the enemy. For some reason, I have always some mishaps with our elite units in this campaign. Most of the time, they want to run away from our own lines and get themselves killed. But Cardwell luckily came back just in time so that I can give him the order to double time it and to finally get out of there. We are going to fall back further with everyone. These 6-pounders, I am going to order them back here. I'm also going to send Loomis and Blume back. These skirmishers unfortunately need to hold. Wilcox guys can reattach. These snipers can also hold the ground behind us. Whitting's boys can also reattach. And we are now trying to get back to our own lines. I'm going to send our boys back to these positions at the beginning to make sure that we can hopefully cover more ground. Snipers, get back here. And yes, the Confederates are too many. We are outnumbered and ordered to fall back. We must defend our camp or else our campaign will end prematurely. Way ahead of you, my good sir. Way ahead of you. We are running already. Well, these boys are going to hold our north. And I do not know why these soldiers are in a melee. I guess the enemy skirmishers were willing to charge us out, but we have already done a good amount of damage on them, meaning that we were actually able to defeat one group of them. Whitting's boys fall back. I thought I gave you the order to reattach, but as long as you absorb some of the damage, that is fine by me. I'm going to send Seymour out of his entrenchment. The same goes with Pleasanton. We don't have the most advantageous ground over here, not the best cover. Therefore, I will try to hold the enemy in the tree line. But it is very much possible that we are going to be driven away before we can set up our new defensive ground. Wagner skirmishers fall back as well. 6-pounders, you're going to set up over here. We have our 10-pounders ready in the rear. Loomis and Blumer. Loomis, I want you to get over here. Blumer, get over here. Confederates secured Orange Plank Road, meaning that our success of the beginning of this battle has been lost. We took in total almost 4% casualties. I am sure the rebels suffered worse. Now, I want Wagner's boys out. They are fresh. Wagner skirmishers can reattach. I want the 6-pounders over here. These 10-pounders can get forward just a little bit. Sharps snipers can be concealed over here. They are going to then hold their ground. These guys can reattach. Meat get forward slightly. Whiting hold. Penrose hold. Wagner is going to help over here. Loomis, I want to get you over here. Blume, I want to get you down over here. And we are receiving some much needed reinforcements. Let's send them all down here into the woods to make sure that our sides are protected. And I'm also going to take the skirmishers under Woods and Heinzelmann. Come on, there they are. To make sure that we cannot be easily outflanked. This way we are hopefully able to set up some good defensive ground and hold back the enemy. Hunt skirmishers can reattach. They have bled quite a bit. Enemy skirmishers are pushing up. Sharps, take aim. Come on. Well, at least a good volley. Those skirmishers are now routed. We can see that enemy forces are already pushing. I'm going to send some supplies forward. Our sharp snipers over here need to withdraw. They are under direct threat of archers' fire. These 10-pounders are going to set up over here. And these fine gentlemen need to hurry up. Currently it looks like the enemy is not really sure where to push. Archer is opening up his flank, but it looks like the enemy wants to outmaneuver us to our north. Which could mean that we could send maybe Wagner forward to get a couple shots on of Walker's artillery. These 10-pounders in the meantime can focus on Heath as he is trying to come up here. A couple early casualties are definitely going to help. And I'm going to take Burnside's men and get them on that vantage point over here to give us some good spotting over the enemy. So far we can see that McGowan is trying to push forward. Let's hope that we don't have to run all of our boys back. And we can see that Wright is coming up. I'm going to send Wagner's skirmishers back. Maybe we can get Wright into a good angle. And we can see that he is coming up over here. I do not really know what's going on over there. Garfield still has some skirmishers. I'm going to send them out. And I'm also going to get Garfield forward as a last reserve over on this flank. We have also Seymour over here, who I'm going to send behind our snipers. And Pleasanton might also be needed behind Cardwell. Cardwell already bled. And I'm going to give these men the hold command. Everyone who can, open up on those charging forces. Supplies, get down to artillery. Our 6-pounders are already almost out. Wagner skirmishers, you're going to rush on the flank of Iverson. And Wagner himself also needs to push forward. I want Iverson's brigade bleeding. Sharps, you're also going to push out. It looks like Iverson is going to attack isolated. We see more enemy forces pushing over here, meaning that I unfortunately tell Heinzelmann to take his boys all the way back there. Burnside, in the meantime, is going to push on Walker, supported by our sharp snipers. Major General Timothy Cardwell is wounded. Luckily not killed. I wanted him to survive. These sharps have been hit hard. Most unfortunate. And Wagner skirmishers are pushing back, even though they are so perfectly positioned on Iverson's flank. Come on, push up. And now that you're standing so nicely, you're going to hold your ground and continuously shoot on their flank. Down here it looks like our sharps are actually able to hit enemy artillery. Burnside is going to push forward on the double police. He is going to deliver a good volley. Come on, come on. Nice one, but we are also getting hit hard from Kershaw's entrenched soldiers. I am going to tell Burnside to fall back, because it looks like our sharps were actually able to hit them without getting spotted. We can see that Archer is entrenching over here. And we have repelled Iverson under some nice casualties. If I remember correctly, he had 2,800 soldiers at the beginning. Meaning that we were able to deal a very good amount of damage. Can our 10-pounders, in the meantime, as we are lacking a proper target those supplies? We only have 17 minutes left. Meaning that if we are able to hit them now... Oh, we have to get far too much forward. That is not good. 10-pounders, you're going to hang back. Very unfortunate. I would have liked to destroy some of their supplies. But if it's not possible, then it's not possible. Our sharps are back. We have Jones coming down there. Okay, these supplies are almost in range. These 10-pounders need to set up again. And maybe then we're able to target those supplies. Come on now, where is your range? There it is, those supplies are just in range. Maybe we are able to hit a couple of those and destroy some. Down here we can see that Walker's artillery is withdrawing. And we even got another volley off. Very nice, very nice. Our sides are holding 7 minutes until this day is over. And we are even able to get some shots on Jones, but so far without many casualties. And maybe if he hurries up, we are even able to hit him in the flank. These 10-pounders are going to unleash another volley on those supplies. Not many casualties inflicted, and enemy counter-battery fire has begun. We have found a couple more skirmishers down here, 300 men, but nothing really to worry about. Sharps, unleash your fire, then fall back. We do not want you to get caught. And so far I am very happy how this first phase of the battle turned out. The next phase has begun and all of our soldiers have deployed. The Rabbits have in total 74,000 soldiers left and 216 artillery pieces, while we have over 104,000 soldiers and 266 guns. General, it seems that our plan is not progressing well. The Confederates responded very aggressively and now we are on the defensive. Our camp in Chancellorsville must be secured if we want to advance further. Our brigades must be deployed to defend the east side of the camp. And our left flank. The Rabbits are less likely to attack us here, but we must be wary. A strong infantry presence at this area will protect us against a direct frontal attack from Lee. Our brigades need also to defend the ground around the camp. Up to this section. Finally, some brigades must cover our far right and this road junction. If the Confederates want to move to our right flank, they will probably come from here. If there are reserves available, they are expected to arrive late in the evening from this road. General, we are completely unaware of what the Rabbits are planning. They haven't attacked us till now and it's soon getting dark. Attempting to advance at this time could be extremely risky, but also rewarding. It is your call to decide what's best. The battle can begin, and I think the smarter thing is to immediately abandon our completely overstretched right flank. We are going to build up a new defensive line over here with skirmishers guarding this section and infantry guarding these woods. Over here our soldiers are pushing forward to make sure that this river is protected, and we are also going to send some soldiers down here, because in our center we have sent soldiers forward into the forest where we stopped the Confederate advance yesterday. but this leaves this section open, meaning that our flank could be overrun over here. In our center we still have some soldiers left behind, and we're building up a strong artillery reserve over here, and we are sending more soldiers forward over here. The rest of our soldiers are going to be some sort of reserve over here, and we have some strong contingents left over here. I want these men to get closer though, to make sure that we might be able to spot every enemy that wants to cross in the water and to finish them off with ease. Garfield, you're also going to push up over here. We have sent some soldiers over here to protect this crossing. And with that, I think we should be more or less well prepared to stop the Confederate onslaught. We have found enemy soldiers down here. And I right now notice that I forgot to give out orders for our snipers. Let's get them forward. We might be able to contest enemy soldiers in those defensive line. Caldwell soldiers are already firing, but I think it's better for them to get reattached at the moment. I also want Garfield to replace Caldwell. Caldwell, you're going to get over here. This is hopefully going to limit your casualties. River is holding down here. We have strong units on our flank. Page is a reserve. Kite has this vantage point, and we can see some cavalry that is scouting ahead and willing to throw itself into the rifle fire of our soldiers. Artillery is opening up, and unfortunately they have chickened out before we could send them ablaze. These artillery pieces are still left behind, but I think they should reach our lines before the enemy does. And I think we need to send Blume and Loomis down here. We do not really have anything in this position, and it looks like the enemy cavalry was actually willing to cross. Wonderful, more cavalry is coming up down here, and Stonewall Jackson is spotted at our right flank. And now the fight is going to begin. Before everything gets real though, I am going to give out a couple hold commands for our soldiers. Let's also get those snipers into position so that we are able to actually hit the enemy once they advance. And we have some cavalry that has broken through. Loomis on the double. Get your skirmishers out. They are a bit quicker. 6-pounders, I hope you're reloading quicker. And it looks like we actually have to send out skirmishers. I have already sent them out from Russell and Mygat to save our artillery. I was hoping they would be back at our lines by now. These 10-pounders I'm also going to send into the forest. Let's get these boys over here. I messed up slightly with our formation. After you're going to hold down there. These 12-pounders are getting hit. They're now retreating. IP Hill's division is approaching our right. And these cavalrymen are soon going to withdraw. Come on, 6-pounders. Open up, just open up. They're right in front of you. Come on, you have reloaded. Good volley. Good volley. Not enough to finish them off yet. Revere, shift on the double. Come on, we need those 6-pounders to live. They are now routed, but Beale is now in crossfire and who is now also retreating. Okay, finally something. Let's get Loomis into position. Blume is coming up. We are going to get Loomis skirmishers down here. How is this situation looking? 12-pounder howitzers, get back. We want you to stay alive, and our skirmishers can only do so much to accomplish that. 10-pounders, get back here. McCord, set up. Iron Brigade, further in the forest. I want you to stay alive. Rivera, hold your ground. Upton, hold your ground. Strong enemy contingents are over there. Jones, I'm going to get you forward. And McCord, you are getting forward over here in case Panda tries to break you. We have a 6 skirmishing screen. And that might now be good as a flanking force. Artillery unfortunately still struggles to get back. Now. My gate. Finally set up. And Stark, I am going to reroute you to the north, as there the majority of the fighting is currently happening. These 12 pounders, I want them to set up over here. 10 pounders set up already, McCord will hold. And these boys, fall back. If possible, get back to your parent units. How's the situation down here looking? Enemy cavalry is withdrawing. And so far, nothing else has really happened. Okay. I think we can send these units all the way over here. It is going to take them forever and 3 days to arrive. But I think it is going to be better that way. These soldiers decide to run away from the enemy, and that in direct eyesight of their rifles. Not the best decision. But we do what we can. Stark on the double, you have to replace the Iron Brigade. I do not want them on the forefront of the fight. Stark is coming up. He is now setting up. Doesn't need to run anymore, but needs to hold. Jones is our target. Over here we have a good unit under Panda that we are able to engage with our skirmishers. 12 pounders open up over here. 10 pounders and 6 pounders. You're also going to focus your fire on that position. These 12 pounders need to get closer to our line. Price, plug this hole. What else can we see? We have Stewart down there. We have Paxton trying to come up. Sharps are blocked. Let's get them forward slightly. And with that we should have no problem defeating Paxton. 10 pounders are also opening up. Very nice. Down here we have some supplies that are rushing forward. Okay. Someone please take pot shots at that. How is the situation over here looking? We have Lane trying to charge Upton. We need to get Upton back. And we also need to get McCord forward. Brewster is now able to open up on the flank of Lane. Upton's skirmishers have withdrawn. Jones is helping to defeat McCord, but McCord is about to be driven away. Iron Brigade, I'm going to send you forward. Reinforcements are en route, they just need to arrive. And I have the feeling that we could easily thin out this line to replace some of our soldiers, but I am anticipating more soldiers pushing from down there. Those supplies seem to be willing to stand still, so let's order our 10 pounders to open fire. McCord is soon going to be driven away. These boys are coming up. What else do we have that we do not need? We have Garnett and Garfield. I am also going to dispatch them to this flank. Down here, Upton skirmishers are going to sacrifice themselves as they try to engage Walker's artillery. Very brave of them to volunteer for this task. Upton, you're going to push forward on the flank of Heath. McCord, get ready. And down here, another McCord is battling the enemy. We need to get Jones forward slightly. Upton, can you hold the ground without opening up your flank and open up on Heath? This McCord on the double. Brewster on the double. Jones, you're going to hold your ground and also open up on Lane if possible. We want the flank of the enemy. Down here, Upton skirmishers need to fall back. Enemy skirmishers are coming up. But they have distracted the enemy artillery for some time. The very same goes for these skirmishers. Now Upton, reload a little bit quicker please and open up on the flank and rear of Heath. Wonderful volley, wonderful volley. There another elite unit is wearing. Rusted skirmishers, you can reattach. Iron Brigade is standing behind, very good. Down here we have to fight Warren. Sweeney, you're going to rush out, get on his flank, kill him if possible. These supplies are also incredibly close to our lines, but not really doing much. And it looks like we were able to drive away those Confederates under heavy casualties. We can see that some of them are... Yes, it is Paxton trying to get back into his own defensive line. Can those sharps engage it? Hans skirmishers, I'm going to order you to not fire and if possible charge those supplies. Maybe we can deny them to the enemy. Sweeney is now inflicting casualties on the enemy. 189 already dealt. And down here we are holding back the enemy. He has reformed his lines. McCord is bleeding and so is Brewster. But so far everything is holding. Jones is falling back, meaning that we can't easily attack Walker again. But I'm going to send McCord forward and try to get on the flank of Lane. And it looks like those supplies are also in dire need of getting liberated. Hans skirmishers need to fall back. Oh, I was not paying attention. I was not paying attention. Hans boys, you can now reattach. It was not possible to get those supplies. Next time we are simply going to shell them into submission. We can see that Jones is marching to the north. They are reforming. McCord, however, is able to open up on Lane. Lane is holding very well. Brewster is getting beaten. I'm going to order him to fall back for the moment. And we have taken out those supplies. Woods, you're going to get back there. These supplies are going to be sent to the front line over there. Gibson, get closer to this position. It is the strongest enemy fighting position that we can currently see. These 10-pounders can get on those artillery pieces. Wonderful. And there are our reinforcements. It is the first group of reinforcements. More are coming. It looks like we need to send Price forward so that he can actually shoot the enemy. So far they have only bled but didn't dish out any casualties. Sweeney, I'm going to shift you slightly. Warren is now opening up his flank. Sweeney does not need to run anymore. Price is now taking the full blow of the enemy fire. I am definitely not happy with that, but Sweeney is there and opening up. Sweeney also has some skirmishers that we are going to send around the enemy sides. And we can see that Panda is charging. McCord skirmishers need to fall back. Brewster and McCord can open fire. Some good volleys. McCord skirmishers, come on, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back. Ooh, they might get destroyed there. And we hear more charges. I can't see any right now. But it is very good that Carroll and Gregson are coming up. Upton is about to be driven away. I can't blame him. He has to face overwhelming fire. McCord get forward on Lane. Jones is coming up, meaning that Brewster also has to run away. Maybe we can distract him with those skirmishers trying another attack. Sweeney is over here now also opening up on the flank of Warren. Price has taken many casualties. I'm going to withdraw him for the moment. Nagel, you are going into the fight. Price is going to shift up. We can see more enemy forces down there. We have supplies in the area. Our sharps are taking casualties. I am going to withdraw them for the moment. Hunt skirmishers reattach. And we are now struggling with supplies. Lyle, you're going to get down there. And I wonder if we actually should try to attack, but I'm sure the rebels are going to try that. And want to overwhelm our side. Mygat is taking as many casualties as he's dishing out. Nagel is coming up, a fresh brigade. And down here Panda is trying to hunt our skirmishers. Let's order them back. Upton is in the fight. Braxton on the double. I want you to shoot into the rear of Panda. Upton is really struggling. McCord is struggling. Carroll, you need to get closer. Brewster, get also forward. Upton skirmishers have taken a massive volley. Oh no, you have to withdraw. You have to withdraw. There is nothing you can do. But I am very impressed by your work. McCall skirmishers are going to push forward. We try to get Panda's flank. They're unfortunately targeting Upton. And down here McCall is also not going to stay in the fight for a long time. Jones skirmishers are going to get forward. Hopefully this is not going to block the field of fire of Jones' main force. Good volley, but there are other skirmishers in the area that we have to fight with. And we can see that Iverson is charging. I do not know who they are charging. But it might be troublesome. Yeah, it looks like they want to get Sweeney's skirmishers. But it looks like they would also get through our field of fire. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Let's get those boys on the double, if possible, to hit Iverson's exposed flank. Sweeney, open fire. Very good. Yes, there goes another good volley. I'm going to get Sweeney forward and Nagel forward, so that we get the most cover we can possibly dream of. But this might also get us into immediate price. You're going to get ready behind our lines. And it looks like down here we have some supplies that I'm going to send Brooks forward to hopefully capture. Over on this side, nothing much has happened. And within our first corps, casualties are at roughly 4.8%. Gibson has lost roughly 10%. So far, we are looking good. He's is in the river, is trying to get our skirmishers, and is exposing his flank. Sweeney skirmishers are not going to hold on for a long time. But they are going to allow us to open up into the flank of Heath's force. These are some very good forces, very experienced, so every death that there counts. And there Heath is wavering. Up to our north, we see that Jones is occupied by our skirmishers. Upton, I'm not happy where he is, but I'm also not going to withdraw him. Oh well, I'm going to get him over here. Braxton on the double, get on the enemy flank. You have over 1,900 soldiers. You're one of our strongest forces in the area. Jones' skirmishers are almost out of ammunition, but not completely. Let's get some supplies over there. And I want our guns to focus fire on McGowan, who is out in the open. Sweeney skirmishers are back. Those devils are going to join the fight again. There are more forces over here. We sometimes get a glimpse of them, but we can't really target them. Lane is now wavering. And we can now decide to continue the fight. And I definitely do want to continue, as the rebels continue to throw their lives away. Now the big question is, do we go on a push? I'm going to send Braxton forward as we have Garnett coming up. He is going to get ready behind our lines. And we also have Garfield in the area who is going to help. Casualties were a lot higher than initially anticipated. I hope that we could limit them a little bit more. But still, I am quite happy. It looks like Sweeney's skirmishers finally broke. Ammunition is also becoming a little bit of a problem. And our reserves are arriving. The supplies that were in the area have withdrawn. And maybe we can get our cavalry forward and into the rear of the enemy. It is now 20 o'clock, meaning that most likely they are not going to make it in time. But yet we are going to try. Come on, is everyone? Yes, everyone is on the field. Let's simply give them the order to move and hope that we can get them into the rear of the enemy. But unfortunately, I think these skirmishers need to withdraw. I do not want to lose them in their entirety. Braxton, however, is going to push. Garnet is there and is going to replace McCord and Upton, who are going to get forward on this side of the river to maybe outflank you further. And Braxton can stop running. We see that Jackson is over there. We see enemy skirmishers in the area, and I'm going to send Garfield forward and Carroll forward to annihilate those skirmishers and then hopefully deal with this unit. Otherwise, we can't really see any more resistance. Some resistance is definitely there. There we have Ramsey. We are now able to open fire. And it looks like we might even be in the majority for once. My good skirmishers, I have completely forgotten about you guys. You can reattach. Myget is definitely going to be happy to see you guys back. And down here Braxton is now leading substantially. But we're opening up on those skirmishers. We are going to drive them away. Russell, open up fire. I might have to withdraw you into better cover. Oh yes, I have to withdraw you into cover immediately. Stark needs to shift slightly so that we can shoot at McGowan. And it looks like we might be able to get Sweeney forward onto the flank of Ramsur, forcing him to open his flank up on one side or another. Jones skirmishers, you can reattach. And it looks like we might even be able to hit Nicola's main force. Braxton, also focus on them. I think we are going to get the rest of these skirmishers in the crossfire. We can hear charge, but I can't see from where. Stark, you're going to hold and hopefully open up on Ramsur. And down here, Sweeney was repelled. There is Warren in the area. Let's get Edwards and Page over onto this section. Nagel, you need to get ready. And we have Price. The enemy is pushing on our flank. We see some supplies down there that these 6-pounders can target. I don't really care. Brigadier General Dwayne Drayton is killed. Casualties are now ticking up. Maybe this attack was not the best decision, but we are dealing a fair bit amount of damage. Our Iron Brigade has lost its commander. We definitely need to get those boys out. It is now 9 o'clock in the evening. McGowan is opening up his flank. McCord, get forward on him. Braxton is taking casualties like crazy. Don't really like that, but we also do not really have that many options. Stark, focus on McGowan. We have Warren down there in the water. Edwards, you are going to push forward. Page, you're also going to push over the river. Try to get on the flank of Warren. We now only want to maximize casualties. McCord is opening up on the flank of McGowan. Braxton is bleeding heavier than he is dishing out, but the enemy fire seems to get weaker. I guess they're soon going to waver. Well, I was mistaken. Their fire is still very strong. But here is our cavalry reserve. Wonderful. Shock cavalry and skirmishing cavalry is getting ready. We are forming up undetected at the moment. And maybe if the battle goes on long enough, we are able to strike the enemy artillery and rear. I'm going to get our shock cavalry forward and upland skirmishers forward. Oh, we have found enemy infantry in those woods. We need to flank the enemy even harder. Definitely not what I want to see. Maybe our shock cavalry is going to be repelled before they reach the battlefield. Braxton has taken losses of almost 50% of his force. Enemy is still standing. Stark, I'm going to send you back into cover. Supplies are routing from the field. I don't think they took too many casualties. I think they have run out of ammunition. And Page, you need to get on the flank of Warren. Warren seems like wants to hit Nagel. Nagel luckily does not get flanked. Good volley from Page. Let's get him on the side. Page has the Palmetto. And it looks like our cavalry made it out. Let's get up in skirmishers forward so that we can find out where they miss. And finally, Nicolis shows signs of weakening. I'm going to get Garnett down there. Brewster is going to hold our rear. Garfield and Carroll are repositioning. And we have found enemy guns. I'm going to send our shock cavalry down. Upton skirmishers are getting into the enemy rear. And our remaining cavalry is also beginning to get ready, together with General Sherman. Yes, shock cavalry, charge in. Walker is withdrawing. Upton, we're going to make sure that we continue to have an eye on him. And over here we are pushing. McGowan is slowing down in his fire. I guess this means his morale is beginning to break and his soldiers are beginning to fall in ever increasing numbers. Nagel is not looking so good, but we have destroyed the enemy force on this flank. Edwards, you're going to get forward. Page, get forward, but be careful. More enemy artillery has been spotted. Let's get our skirmishing cavalry on that. Upton's boys, you're also going to get down on Brown. Our skirmishing cavalry need as much time as you can buy them. Yes, and now we are going to continue our attack. It is almost 10 o'clock. I doubt the fight will go on after that. Garnett needs to shift, and that on the double. Jones is on his flank. Down here we are pushing. Braxton, get on McIntosh. Garfield and Carroll get on Nicolis. McCord is getting forward. These cavalrymen are going to get on McIntosh. Let's charge everyone in. Upton, can you get a volley off on McIntosh? Braxton on the double. Let's end this day with a victory. Yeah, there's McIntosh routed. Brown is taking casualties. Our sword-offs are coming in. Can we make it before this day is over? Come on, almost 3 batteries destroyed. We are in contact with McIntosh. Brown is down to 250 soldiers. And I think it is about time that this bloody day ends. We have enemy forces in our lines. Page is also in direct contact with these. I need to send Page back. He has no chance over there. Lane is falling back. He is bleeding. Iverson is charging in. 10 pounders, shift focus. And it looks like we were able to destroy this entirety of the Confederate artillery. We have McGowan down there. I'm going to send our cavalry down to try to attack them. Over here we need to send Braxton and Garnett down Jones so that these boys can move it on the double. We are now fighting well into the night. More enemy forces are trying to force a breakthrough, and this time they outnumber us. Price is able to open up fire. Let's get Sweeney down there as well. Page needs to shift on his. Hexamer is going to be sent down. And we can see that we now have 91,000 soldiers left while the rebels have 57,000. This was a costly endeavor for the enemy. And we can now see that the enemy lines have shifted to target our cavalry. Let's try to get our cavalry out while our infantry is closing in on their flank. McCord, push forward. Down here another charge is there. Edwards is falling back. Hexamer is coming up. Page needs to fall back. He has better morale. And now the fight for today is over. The Confederates are now significantly weakened, and I think this is also a good point to end today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I thank you all for watching. And until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.